Hey, what's going on everyone? I'm Joseph Lombard, aka N2SC4R, and welcome back to another episode of the N2SC4R's NASCAR Sprint Cup Race Review. Today I will be discussing the 2016 Kobalt Tools 400 from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. First off, I just want to say congratulations to Brad Keselowski on getting the win at Las Vegas Motor Speedway today. His first win this season and his first win since Auto Club Speedway last March in 2015. It was almost a year since Brad Keselowski has won a race, and he broke that losing streak today. Why is the dogs barking? I don't understand. God, I'm sorry if you hear barking in the background. My dogs are kind of dumb this late at night, barking for no reason. Anyway, so congratulations to Brad Keselowski on getting the win. He passed Kyle Busch with 5 laps to go and got the win, his first win of the season. And apparently, before I get into the discussion of the race, apparently a lot of things went on during Keselowski's burnout. You know how every time Brad Keselowski wins a race, he carries the American flag during his burnouts and celebrating down the front straightaway and wants to celebrate with the fans? Well, apparently things got bad. Let's just say mostly with the social media. The social media was not kind to Brad Keselowski. At least most people was not kind to Brad Keselowski after this incident. So apparently, there was some very strong winds at Las Vegas Motor Speedway in this race. And it was like that from the drop of the green flag to start the race to the end of the race. I mean, the wind never calmed down. The wind gust was up to 40 to 50 miles per hour. And I would say, the kind of weather that we saw in this Las Vegas race was the kind of weather I have never seen. There was a mixture of just high gusty winds, 40 to 50 miles per hour. I mean, you saw before the race started how tents were blowing off, covers, umbrellas, stuff like that. It was just ridiculous. Rain came along, and then the green flag finally dropped, and it looked like it was perfect sunny weather, and then all of a sudden a sandstorm, a dust storm, came to the track at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and they still raced in that sandstorm. I mean, I've seen rainy races, I've seen cold races, I've seen foggy, misty races, but I've never seen a race in a sandstorm before. Like, that was something new. I mean, I think it's happened before, but it definitely hasn't happened in a very long time, I will say that. So anyway, let's get back on to this Keselowski incident during his burnout. So Keselowski, he always carries the American flag after he wins a race. Well, he was going down the front straightaway, just gonna probably, like I said, continue going down the front straightaway. And it's very windy out there, 40 to 50 miles per hour gusty winds. Well, a freak accident happened where the American flag flew out of Keselowski's window and it landed on the ground. And I know the law in the United States is do never let the American flag touch the ground. Doesn't matter what kind of ground, do not let it touch the ground. Well, this one was a freak accident. It's not like Keselowski intentionally threw the American flag out the window. It was the winds that did that, ladies and gentlemen. The winds did that. And yet here I see on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, and all sorts of social media, YouTube, stuff like that, that Brad Keselowski intentionally threw the flag out there, and people are like, Keselowski is a disgrace to the United States. He should not be allowed in the United States anymore, or he should go burn in hell for throwing the American flag out the window. Really? I mean, really? Like, is Keselowski really that stupid to purposely throw the American flag out the window? Are you serious right now? I mean, I'm not a fan of Brad Keselowski either. I've never really cared for him. But, like, I honestly think he's going to throw the American flag out the car window on purpose. Like, really? At least Brad Keselowski noticed the American flag flew out the window. He immediately got on the brakes, stopped his car, he unbuckled, put the window net down, he climbed out of his race car, and he ran back to pick up the American flag, and he raced it up in the air. Like, if Keselowski did that on purpose, he would have left the American flag on the ground. Or worse yet, he could have probably ran over the American flag and stuff like that. But Keselowski at least stopped his car, climbed out of his race car, and ran back to get the American flag and raced it up in the air. So that just showed that it was just a freak accident. Brad Keselowski would never intentionally throw the American flag out the window and stuff like that. And yet, here I see in social media that a lot of people are hating on Keselowski, and just another excuse to hate Keselowski. I mean, mostly it was Gordon fans getting onto Keselowski of what happened in this burnout. Like, shut up. To the people that believes that Brad Keselowski intentionally threw the American flag out the window, go eliminate yourself. Like, punch yourself in the face or slam your face into a damn wall. Because you should be ashamed of yourself if you definitely believe that Brad Keselowski intentionally threw the American flag out the window. Go punch yourself in the face. Seriously. Kick yourself in the butt. And I'm serious. And I know a few people on Facebook that believe that Keselowski did it on purpose. And I'm speaking about you too. Okay? And no offense, but punch yourself in the face if you really believe Keselowski did that intentionally. Shut up. It was a freak accident. Really? I'm sorry I'm getting pissed off right now. I'm literally getting pissed off about it because it's frustrating. It's amazing what people would do just to hate on a driver. Like, really? Golly, get over it. Really? And second of all, this was the first time that this happened to Keselowski. It's not like he's done it multiple times before. What the hell? Really? Come on. Anyway, so a lot of drama happened in Keselowski's burnout with the American flag falling out of his car window and landing on the ground and stuff like that. Anyway, let's get on to the race itself. So, it got delayed about 25, half an hour because of the rain and the gusty winds and stuff like that. Race finally got started, and, you know, again, another race with the lower downforce package. I would say another good race, I will say. You know, and like I said, made the race very interesting too because of the gusty winds. 40 to 50 plus miles per hour of gusty winds. I mean, the cars were kind of all over the place. No one really knew what to do with the handling of the race car at the time. And there was a lot of debris flying all around that racetrack. A lot of trash. I mean, it was a lot of trash. I mean, that's not something you normally see on the back straightaway at Michigan National Speedway. But there was a lot of trash. And then here, I mean, perfect weather after that, but then here comes this big sandstorm and stuff like that, which came through the racetrack as well. It got to a point for a couple of laps that you can barely see the race cars because that was how bad the sandstorm was. I mean, the sandstorm hit the track, and I cannot imagine, probably a few of you that are watching this video right now went to this race. I cannot imagine sitting in the stands and all of a sudden that sandstorm is hitting your face and you're smelling and breathing all that. I mean, I was kind of surprised that NASCAR let the drivers race in that condition, you know, in the sandstorm, you know. I mean, rarely do you see a sandstorm hit the track during a race, you know what I mean? So, it was just incredible just the weather played out at this race today at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And then, you know, there was a few... Jimmy Johnson led early. You know, we thought Jimmy Johnson was going to be another contender to go for the win. The Penske drivers were strong. Kurt Busch had a strong race car until he had a speeding penalty. But Kurt Busch had a strong race car all race long and stuff like that. Jimmy Johnson had a strong race car. The two Penske drivers were up there. They had strong race cars and stuff like that. And Matt Kenseth, poor Matt Kenseth, man. I mean, Matt Kenseth had a great race going, right? Well, apparently, you know, Matt Kenseth was running good early on in the race, and all of a sudden, he had a vibration. He had to come down pit road. He was a lap down. He got lucky on a caution, so he can get the wave around, get his lap back. And then he recovered quickly, getting back up through the field and stuff like that. Because the first two races that Matt Kenseth had, he had a 14th place finish in the Daytona 500 where he had a shot to win the Daytona 500 in that final lap. And then a 19th place finish at Atlanta Motor Speedway after that improper fueling penalty on pit road at Atlanta. So Matt Kenseth, another strong race going until the big one. Well, it wasn't really a big wreck. It was like a 5-car wreck. happened. Matt Kenseth got sideways going into turn number 1, and it looked like Kenseth had it saved. He got sideways like this, but then he went up the racetrack. It looked like he had saved, and then here comes Chase Elliott, and bang, hit Kenseth in the back. Almost said Keselowski, and stuff like that. So, Kurt Busch got involved in it as well. Kurt Busch had a good run going as well. Chase Elliott had a great run going. Chase Elliott has great potential of probably winning a race this year, if at least one win this season. Chase Elliott, he was strong at Atlanta, and he was strong again in this Las Vegas race today. You know, I mean, both races now, 2 races in a row where Chase Elliott could have at least had a top 10 finish, but like I said, Chase Elliott looking for another top 10 finish in this Las Vegas race. All of a sudden, when Kenseth slid up right in front of him, Chase Elliott had nowhere to go, and bang, got right in the back of Kenseth. Both Kenseth and Chase Elliott wrecks, and Kurt Busch got involved, Carl Edwards got involved, and stuff like that. So you had 2 strong cars. And actually 3 strong cars. I would count Kurt Busch as well, even though it took him a while to recover. Matt Kenseth, Chase Elliott, and Kurt Busch was strong in that race, but they got involved in that wreck. And that's too bad for Matt Kenseth, too, because another poor finish from Matt Kenseth. It seems like Matt Kenseth cannot get this season started good at all. I mean, 14th at Daytona, 19th at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and I forgot where he finished at Las Vegas today. I'm going to have to look at the race results again. And then Chase Elliott, looking for another top 10 finish, crashed. Got involved with Matt Kenseth, collided in the rear end of him. Man, it sucks. So now we get down to the finish of the race. You know, it looks like it was Kyle Busch's race to win. Well, first of all, let's go to that restart. What a move that Kyle Busch made to go for the race lead. He restarted 6th. He made it 3 wide on the restart to go on the outside, making it 3 wide. He goes from 6th to 3rd from turns 1 and 2, and then down the back straightaway, he dives down to the bottom racetrack, makes it 3 wide on Joey Logano and Brad Keselowski, and Kyle Busch has the race lead. And we thought this was Kyle Busch's race to win. All of a sudden, with like 15 laps to go, Kyle Busch was reporting a vibration in this car, and the handling was just going away. Here comes the 2 Penske drivers, especially Brad Keselowski. Brad Keselowski had the stronger car than Joey Logano out of the 2 Penske drivers. Brad Keselowski got by Joey Logano with 10 laps to go or around there, something like that. And then Brad Keselowski, he has a fast car. He's going to chase down Kyle Busch. And I knew that he was going to chase down Kyle Busch once he got by Joey Logano. So with 5 laps to go, Brad Keselowski caught Kyle Busch. He makes a move to the inside of Kyle Busch, goes for the race lead, and he clears Kyle Busch for the race lead. And from then on, from 5 laps to go to the checker flag, Brad Keselowski holds on to win the Kobalt Tools 400 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So congratulations to Brad Keselowski once again on winning the Kobalt Tools 400 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, his first win of the season. And yeah, good job on him. And here's the thing. All manufacturers have won this season. Denny Hamlin, who drives a Toyota, won the Daytona 500. Jimmy Johnson, who won at Atlanta Motor Speedway in a Chevrolet. And now Brad Keselowski, who drives a Ford. So now all 3 manufacturers have already won a race this season. That's pretty incredible. So who's going to be the first 2-time manufacturer winner, right? So anyway, Brad Keselowski wins the Kobalt Tools 400 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. That means now next week, it's on the Phoenix International Raceway. It's on to another West Coast race to continue the West Coast swing. Race 1 of 3 in the books from the West Coast swing. Las Vegas is done. Now it's on to Phoenix International Raceway in Avondale, Arizona. And I forgot what the running of the name event is. I'll check it out in a bit. But anyway, yeah, so on to race 2 of 3 in the West Coast swing. In the West Coast, Phoenix International Raceway, a mile track. And let's see what happens there in the desert of Arizona, close to Phoenix and stuff like that. And then in 2 weeks, it's on to Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California for the Auto Club 400. That's a race I'll be attending to in a couple weeks. It's going to be a lot of fun. So anyway, one more time, congratulations to Brad Keselowski on winning the Kobalt Tools 400 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Tune in next Sunday for the Phoenix race out in Avondale, Arizona at Phoenix International Raceway for some Sprint Cup action out there. Should be a good race as well. We will see. Will Kevin Harvick continue his dominance at Phoenix International Raceway? Will Brad Keselowski go back-to-back wins? Because he's got some momentum starting off the West Coast swing. He's got some momentum going into Phoenix International Raceway after winning at Las Vegas earlier today. So, will Brad Keselowski make it back-to-back wins? Will Kevin Harvick, like I said, continue his dominance at Las Vegas, at Phoenix International Raceway? We're going to find out. Tune in next Sunday on NASCAR on Fox at Phoenix International Raceway in Avondale, Arizona. And tune in next week for another N2SC4R's NASCAR Sprint Cup race review with me discussing the Phoenix race. So that's it. That's all I got to talk about. I'm Joseph Lombard, a.k.a. N2SC4R. Congratulations to Brad Keselowski on the win at Las Vegas. I will see you next week on another episode of the NASCAR Sprint Cup race review.